I'm Clara Hensley, 47, the one who's given 20 years of my life to Pinnacle Ventures, holding everything together from the shadows. I prefer the smell of old paper in the office to the spotlight, always carrying the silver pen Victor's father gave me on my first day. But one night that world shattered. Mia Torres sent me a video from the company gala I missed because of a nagging cough. Victor Langston, voice slurring, roared through the mic. "Clara, that worthless dumbass. Replaced next month with someone younger, smarter." Their laughter tore into me, 20 years of early mornings and late nights crumbling to dust. I didn't cry. I smiled, went to work as usual. But inside, I was digging. I uncovered Victor's secret, company money he'd stashed in the dark, and turned it into a blade. I made him kneel before the eyes of his own colleagues. Nearly losing everything in this gamble. Yet I walked out head high. Want to know how I brought down that giant? Step into my story. I'm alone at my desk in Pinnacle Ventures, the faint buzz of a dying fluorescent light cutting through the silence. It's past 8, and the office is deserted since everyone's either home or at the gala I skipped tonight, nursing this stubborn cough that's clung to me all week. My fingers brush the silver pen on my desk, a keepsake from Victor's father. Its cool metal a reminder of better days when this place had a soul. The quiet usually soothes me, but tonight it feels thick, pressing in like a warning I can't name. My phone buzzes, a sharp interruption, and a text from Mia Torres lights up the screen. Her message says, "Clara, you need to see this," followed by a video file. I frown, hesitating. I'd told her I was out for the gala, my chest too raw to fake cheer through Victor's bluster. I picture him strutting, all slick charm, and hit play, expecting some tiresome toast. The video flares up, and there's Victor Langston, mic in hand, swaying under the ballroom's chandeliers. His tie hangs loose, his face flushed with whiskey, and the crowd behind him is a blur of faces I know too well, people I've propped up for years. He slurs Clara, his voice slicing through the noise. He adds, "That worthless dumbass," and laughs, a harsh bark that sets off the room, their laughter crashing over me, jagged and cruel. He continues, "She's gone next month, replaced with someone younger, smarter," lifting his glass, toasting my ruin, and the cheers hit me like a slap. The clip ends, Mia's camera dropping, but those words claw into me, relentless. I set the phone down, my hands shaking against the desk. Worthless dumbass, replaced. All those early mornings, late nights, weekends, I poured into this place, gone in a drunken jeer. I replay it, the sound raking me raw. Their laughter stabs, each note a fresh wound, and I see them, Tom, who I taught the ropes, Lisa, who leaned on me in hard times, all cackling like I'm nothing. Victor's smirk flashes in my mind, that smug twist I've choked down too long. My chest burns, not just from the cough, but from a deeper hurt, a betrayal I didn't see coming. I wonder if this is real, if I'm caught in some sick haze, but the video sits there, cold and undeniable. I stand, my heels clicking as I pace to the window. The city glitters below, uncaring, and I press my forehead to the glass. I could barge in tomorrow, yell at Victor, demand answers, but that's not how I work. I fix things quietly, spot what others overlook. I think back to my first week, Victor's father handing me that pen, calling me the glue. I've held this place together, mending his son's chaos while he preened. Now he's tossing me aside, and they're cheering him on. My cough hacks out, rough, but a spark flares inside me. Not tears, not defeat, but something hotter. I sit again, grab a notepad, and jot down scraps. That email Victor sent last month, sloppy and rushed. And Tom, pushing a deal I questioned. Then, his curt "just sign it" when I pressed him. I know this system, every corner he's cut, every slip he's left behind. If there's something to use, I'll find it. I don't have a plan yet, but I will. Mia's text lingers. Why'd she send this? I imagine her at the gala, stunned, typing fast before anyone saw. She's not with them, not laughing. I hold on to that, a thin thread of trust. The clock strikes 9, and I lean back, glancing at the awards on the walls, half earned by my hands, though no one admits it. A bitter smile curls my lips. Tomorrow, I'll walk in like always. I'll nod at Victor's barking, chat with Mia, file my papers. They won't hear the shift, won't sense the storm brewing. I tap the pen on the desk, its beat steadying me, and whisper, "Worthless? We'll see who's worthless when I flip this game." I lock my drawer, pull on my coat, and head for the elevator. The video's still on my phone, a live ember I won't snuff out, not yet. It's my edge now. The doors slide shut, and in the hum of the drop, I feel it. A line snapped, a fight begun. Victor's lit this fire, thinking I'd crumble. He's wrong. Tomorrow I'll play along. But soon he'll gag on those words. I step into the night, the air biting my skin, and know this is where it starts. I wake to a grey dawn, my cough rasping as I pull the silver pen from my nightstand, its weight a quiet anchor. Victor's words from the video claw at me. Worthless dumbass, replaced, but I shove them down, dressing for Pinnacle Ventures with a plan. Today, I'll wear my old mask, the loyal shadow, while I start unraveling his game. The air bites as I step outside, a promise I'll keep to myself. The office hums when I arrive, earlier than most, the scent of stale coffee lingering. Tom shuffles past, bleary from the gala, and mutters a greeting. I return with a nod, my face a blank slate. Victor storms in later, suit sharp, grin sharper, barking. Clara quarterly reports. My desk, noon, I reply, smooth as ever. On it, Victor. He strides off, blind to the edge in my stare. For 2 weeks, I'm the perfect cog, in before sunrise, taking on extra tasks, slipping him a rare smart move on that merger. He laps it up, too smug to question why I've turned agreeable. I've always kept praise thin, so he doesn't blink now. Colleagues whisper about my spark, but I'm hunting, tracing his sloppy emails, his shrugs at my cautions, storing every slip in my mind. Victor doesn't see it. He struts through, chest out, a man who thinks he owns the air. I watch from my desk, a silent perch, and see the son who twisted his father's dream into a cold grind. One morning, I catch him in the break room, tossing to the sales team, "That worthless dumbass thinks she's the backbone here." Their laughter stings, but I stir my coffee, expression still, and think, laugh while you can. He's loud, careless, and it's my weapon. I've patched his messes for years, and he's never noticed the cracks I know by heart. Mia's the wrinkle. A week in, she catches me near the copier, away from prying ears, her voice low. "You've been different, Clara." I pause, paper in hand. Just keeping busy, her eyes narrow, searching, and I wonder if she'll push. She sent that video, risked Victor's temper, but for what? I see her at the gala in my mind, filming with shaky hands, maybe betting I'd bite back. She's not laughing with them, but I hold her at arm's length, a card I'm not ready to play. The break comes late one night, the office empty, save for the night guard I nod to with a tired smile as he passes. I'm at my terminal, chasing a thread from that deal Victor forced through, my cough echoing in the stillness. I dig into old files, hitting a locked folder, and try a password I glimpsed him type years ago at a meeting, sloppy and rushed. It clicks open, and my breath catches, a cough stifled in my throat. Spreadsheets spill out, money siphoned offshore, tagged as consulting fees. Victor's initials stamped across every line. My pulse hammers as I copy it to a flash drive, fingers steady despite the jolt. This is theft, hidden under my nose while I balanced his lies. I lean back, the screen's glare sharp against my eyes, and let it hit me. He's stolen from Pinnacle, from me, after 20 years of my sweat keeping this place afloat. The sting twists with a grim thrill. I've got him now. I could send this to the board tonight, watch him burn. But it's too thin. He'd slither free. I need more. A noose he can't dodge. I pocket the drive next to the pen, shut down the system, and stand, the silence buzzing with possibility. The clock shows 11, and I grab my coat, the guard's footsteps fading down the hall. Victor's voice haunts me. She's gone next month, and I smile, tight and cold. He's clueless, perched on a throne of sand. I'm learning to shift. Tomorrow, I'll keep the act, nodding, filing, watching. Mia's gaze lingers in my mind, a loose thread I'll have to tie. I step into the elevator, doors closing soft, and feel a quiet power blooming. I whisper to the air. We'll see who's gone, Victor, and walk into the night, the city's chill wrapping me like a vow. I wake with the flash drive pressed against the silver pen in my pocket, its secrets a steady pulse beneath my skin. 3 weeks since the video, 1 week until Victor's axe swings, and my cough scrapes my throat, a nagging shadow to the fire fueling me. I've got his theft locked down, money bled from Pinnacle, but it's not airtight yet. I need more, and today I'll thread the needle. I pull on my greys, the mask still tight, and head to the office, the city's hum syncing with my own. Pinnacle crackles when I arrive, whispers of Victor's big changes threading the air. I settle at my desk, nodding to Tom as he gripes about late reports, my hands restless. I've been sowing seeds, slipping a word to Layla Khan last week about odd figures in the books. She'd scribbled a note, asked me later, those numbers, they don't add up, do they? And I'd shrugged, leaving her to dig. I turned to Ethan Brooks next, Victor's assistant, 23 and jittery, clutching his phone like a lifeline, when I ask Ethan, got the logs from that March deal? Need them for a report. He stammers, yeah, Clara, I'll grab them, but glances at Victor's office, a tick I file away. I've built my case each night, the flash drive now paired with a recording from last week. Victor on a call bragging Clara's out soon. Deadweight gone. It's a net, and I'm pulling it taut. Victor calls a meeting at 10, striding into the conference room, suit gleaming, grin wide. I sit near the back, pen tapping my pad, watching him bask. He starts big changes ahead, time to trim the excess. His gaze lands on me, a smirk twisting his lips, and I nod back, calm as glass, my throat tightening under the weight of his game. He thinks he's the hunter, dangling my end like a trophy. I picture that smirk faltering, and my pulse quickens. The room claps and I join, hands firm, mind sharp with what's coming. That night, I'm at my terminal, the office dim, the guard's boots echoing down the hall. I stitch it together, the video, the files, the recording, a trap I'll spring when it's perfect. I'm close, the air electric with it. But the next morning shifts it. Ethan dodges my desk, eyes flicking away, and by noon, Victor's voice crackles over the intercom. Clara, my office. Now I walk in, mask steady, and he's slouched back, fingers laced, his grin a blade. He says, think you're smart, huh? Poking around, grilling Ethan. My stomach lurches, nails digging into my palms, but I keep it level. Just doing my work, Victor. He leans in, eyes slits. You're nothing here, Clara. Whatever you've got. It's smoke I stand firm. The flash drive, a hot coal in my pocket. I know enough to sink this ship if I have to. He laughs, a harsh snap, but his grin tightens, just for a second. A nerve I've struck. He waves me off. Back to your desk, dumbass, and I leave, my head spinning. Ethan sold me out, run to Victor with my questions, and I kick myself for missing it. That glance to his office, a warning I ignored. I sit at my desk, the office droning on, and recalibrate. Victor knows I'm digging, not what I've found, not yet. I've rattled him, a small victory, but the ground's shakier now. Mia's across the room, pencil tapping, her gaze lingering on me, brow creased. She's piecing something, and I wonder if I'll need her edge soon. That night, I'm near the window, city lights sprawling, when I pass Victor's office, voices slipping through a thin pane. Find something on her, fast, anything I can use. My breath snags, the game tilting hard. He's hunting me back, clawing for leverage. I slip away, heart thudding, the pen cold in my grip. The clock hits 9, and I'm still at my desk, eyes burning but fixed, the office nearly empty. Victor's move changes it all. He's not just a target now, he's a threat with teeth. 1 week left, 1 week to turn this net into a blade. The video, the files, the recording, they're my steel, but I need them forged, unbreakable. Ethan's stab cuts, a lesson I won't forget. And Mia's watchfulness nags at me, a choice I can't dodge. I whisper to the stillness, "You're not the only one who can hunt, Victor," and feel the clash brewing, a storm I'll ride. I lock my drawer, grab my coat, and step into the elevator, the hum swallowing my racing thoughts. He's after me, but I'm not finished. I walk into the night, the air slicing my skin, and know it's closing fast. I wake with the flash drive and silver pen nestled in my pocket, their quiet heft a promise I've carried for weeks. Today's the day Victor plans to cut me loose, but I've honed my tools, the video, the financial records, the recording, into a blade he'll never see coming. My cough rasps faintly as I dress, a shadow of the fight I've fought, and I step out, the city's pale dawn steadying my nerves. I've worn his mask long enough, and now I shed it. Pinnacle hums when I arrive, a restless edge threading the air, whispers of Victor's noon announcement swirling. I settle at my desk, nodding to Tom as he grumbles past, my hands calm as I open my email. Last night, I wove it all together, every thread locked tight, the subject a silent sting, a worthless dumbass speaks. I attach the video, the files, the call, and send it wide, to the board, the press, rumors of SEC inquiries already in motion, my finger steady as it clicks. Minutes later, the office shifts, phones buzzing, voices spiking, a wave I've unleashed. Victor strides from his office, eyes narrow as the chaos blooms, glaring at me across the bullpen. I meet his stare. "Check your email, Victor." His jaw tightens, a crack in his smug shell, and I turn away, the storm breaking loose. By midday, whispers of his suspension ripple through, the board filing into the conference room, faces grim, while reporters swarm the lobby, their voices seeping through glass. I watch from my desk, the unraveling a quiet symphony I've composed. Victor's door bangs open, and he's led out, face flushed, shouting, "This is a mistake. You'll regret it," but his words drown in the tide. My shoulders ease as he passes, the guard tipping me a nod. I return this time. I think of my first day, Victor's father shaking my hand. "You're the heart here, Clara. I've honored that." Cutting the cancer his son became. The air settles, and Layla Khan steps to my desk, her eyes wide, voice soft. "You trained me for this, didn't you?" Those late nights, those quiet tips I nod, sliding my badge across. "It's yours now, Layla." She takes it, steadying her breath. "You've saved this place, Clara. I've guided her all month, those late talks shaping her to hold what I'm leaving, not just for me, but for what Pinnacle could be." Her strength mirrors mine, younger, sharper, and I feel the load lift, a legacy forged in silence. The clock nears 2, and I'm clearing my desk, the office still buzzing. Mia pauses by, her grin sly. "Pretty good for a dumbass, huh?" We laugh, a clean sound cutting the din, and I see her spark, the video she sent the first flint in this blaze. She'd slipped me a note weeks back, a quiet, "You've got this," and I know she's part of it too. I pack the last bits, stepping into Victor's old office, the city sprawling beyond the window. I pull out my phone, call my sister, her voice a thread. I've let fray too long from years here. "Dinner tonight. Just us?" She hesitates, then softens. "I'd love that, Clara." It's a start, a piece I'll mend, and I smile, the pen warm in my pocket. I walk out, the office fading, the air sharp and free. Victor's a ghost now, a tabloid smear clawing at scraps, his throne ash. I don't linger on it, don't need to. I've proven my worth, not to them, but to myself. His words, worthless dumbass, dissolve against what I've built. I stop at a diner, order coffee, and open a notebook, writing new beginnings. A smile curves my lips, steady mine. Then my phone pings. An email. No sender. A blurry photo of Victor at the gala, mic high, time-stamped before Mia's clip. My breath snags. A rival's hand, maybe, watching from the wings. But I pause, then delete it, the screen blanking out. I've fought my war, and I'm finished. I sip my coffee, the diner's hum, a soft rap, and look out, the city alive, moving on. The pen rests in my hand, a piece of me that endures, and I write again, not for them, but for the woman I've reclaimed. The clock ticks past 3, steam curling from my cup, the notebook open. I've lost years to Pinnacle, missed calls from my sister, nights I gave to a place that turned on me, but I've gained something stronger, a core I didn't see until now. Victor's ruin isn't my victory. This is sitting here, whole. I whispered to the page I wasn't worthless. I never was, and the words settle, a peace blooming deep. I finish my coffee, step into the afternoon, and walk forward. The city mine, not his, the weight gone, the path ahead clear. I sit here with my coffee gone cold, the notebook still open, the city humming beyond the diner's glass. Looking back, this fight taught me more than I expected. It's not about the years I gave Pinnacle, or even Victor's fall. It's about what I found in myself, a strength I didn't know I had until I stood up. Loyalty's a quiet thing, but it's not blind, and worth isn't what others call you. It's what you prove when the noise fades. I lost time to that place, but I gained a truth. I'm not defined by their words, only by mine. What about you? Have you ever felt tossed aside, a dumbass in someone's eyes, only to find your own fire? I'd love to hear your stories. Your fights, your wins. Drop them below. Let's talk about what makes us more than the labels they stick on us. This chapter's done, but I'll be back, maybe with a new tale from this notebook, or just to see what you've got to say. Until then, keep your pen close and your head high. See you soon.